Stay a while and listen. Hello, welcome back to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Pathfinder Kingmaker. And just so you guys know, I did some looking when I was doing the editing and rendering of the first two episodes. And, of course, we made the realization that my Battleaxe was indeed a one-handed axe, which was my guess all along that it was indeed that. So, essentially, I played through the little bit that we've already played, and I got here as quickly as I could. But I decided to go ahead and recreate Galileo Humpkins, exactly the same, only with one difference. And that difference is... One sec. Why can I no find? Essentially, it's just I have a Greataxe as opposed to... That's what my weapon focus is. So I have a Greataxe as opposed to a Battleaxe as my weapon focus, which I don't see where that is located in here. Ah, there it is. Weapon focus. Greataxe. So essentially everything else is identical. The fights went a little bit better. I actually take a bit of damage because it is a two-handed weapon. So armor class is one less. I need to switch out the armor. We have a 5, and I think this was a 6. I didn't do that yet. And I think we have a bow, and I needed to check out Lindsay, because she uses a crossbow. Okay. Does anyone use just a legit bow? No, no one uses a bow. Okay. Because I was going to say, if she actually had... Sorry, if she actually had a proficiency for simple weapon proficiency. That's interesting. All simple weapons. So she doesn't actually have a specific weapon like a crossbow, so I could give her a bow technically? I kind of like that. I know we ended up getting a bow, but these are bigger, better, more powerful bows. This one's not. So they're both 1d6, 40 range versus 50, 19 to 20 critical hit versus 20 times, and that's 2x, versus 20 times 3 critical hit. I feel like short of the 10 foot less range, the bow seems better than the light crossbow. I think I'm going to switch it over for her. I think I would like my Bardess to actually have a bow. Well, you know, we'll put it on as her secondary, and we'll actually have her use that right now. I think I'm okay with all these things. Yeah, and I found one or two of the things I didn't loot along the way. So, unfortunately, like I said, I went back and I redid a few things, but by and large, it's exactly where we left off. Anyhow, let's continue with our adventure. We're looking for the cache, and we thought it was inside here. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to know how doors worked, so, you know, there's that. Some gold coins and a rusty horseshoe, alright. Onward we go. Yeah, I was doing a live stream today, and about 10 minutes before the end of the live stream, power went out for a good hour. That was super fun times. What did I just do? Okay, well that's interesting. Maybe there's going to be something on the other side of the wall. In the next room? I don't know. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Is there going to be anybody in here? No. So, are we wanting, like, all of them to be swords up? All of them to be swords down? Because right now, we have one issue. That changes 3 of them. That's interesting. Sword up, sword up, sword down. Well, this might take me a little bit to get used to. I'm going to send you into the other room just so we can
have a second plan.
do that with both. Sword down. Sword up, sword up. Sword down. Sword down.
Share your will.
Then you two swap. I'm assuming we're going to want all swords up or all swords down. I've I've stated this a few times. No, you stay there.
Time's wasting.
That just swaps those two. So everything's down, but those two swords are up. If I switch this one, all those swords are up except for that one. Okay, yeah, no, sure. Yeah, I did it. I told you guys eventually I'd figure it out. Sorry about that, folks. I had finished it and figured it out, and then I also had to edit because I got interrupted. So essentially, I kept fiddling around with it, and eventually, boom, one last move, all of them went down, swords down all the way across the board, and boom, we're in here. And it is looking sweet, sweet, nice styles with a Z for us. And yeah, so through the power of editing, we might have cut out maybe 30 seconds of me fiddling around, but in the end, I did it. And victory is mine. Also all of ours. Okay, an empty notebook. Oh, what is that? A wand of magic missile. That seems like something that we should be able to use. Carved urn. I mean, we got like a whole bunch of just random stuff. Like we got enough to like field a few different expeditions into, I don't know, like a war zone at this point. Shouldn't you be able to use a wand? One would think that you'd be able to use a wand. Where did the wand go? Is that the wand? Nope. That is a fachard. I have no idea what that is. Ah, there's the wand. And yeah, one creature within medium range. It actually does look like you can do that. Darts from your fingertips and strikes the target, dealing 1d4 plus 1 of force damage. For every 2 caster levels beyond the first, you will gain an additional missile. 2 at the 3rd, 3 at the 5th, 4 at the 7th, and a maximum of 5 at the 9th or higher.
No, thank you.
Oh. Really? That's not considered a weapon. That's considered an item. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I don't hate it.
I don't tolerate fools.
I don't know where that's actually going to be hiding. There it is. We have 11 charges of it, it looks like. Yeah, it says right there 11 charges. Okay, I mean, that all makes sense. Again, like I said, I'm not particularly a massive fan of all that, but that's okay. I am assuming that we're done in this hallway. We come back over here to the big door and see what's behind the big door. Alright, let's find out.
We do it my way.
The blue shadowy people of Doom are here. Hey
Dare
guys.
to attack me?
Alright, so we just got hit medium hard. Well, we just chopped some dude in half, so you know that's a thing that happened.
Leave this one to me.
I'm not entirely certain,
Serves you right.
like, what's going on here. Okay, he died, but he did some damage to us. Help the wounded dwarf. Is that you? Harim? Alright, well, before we help the wounded dwarf, how about we don't use ear-piercing scream. Instead, we throw a heal. That's what this is, right? Cure light wounds. Throw a heal on us. I got 8 last time I did this. Got 5 this time. And we are actually tapped out on that.
Time's wasting.
Belt slot. We're going to go ahead and use the potion. Cure. +6. I'm okay with all these things. Let's go help the dwarf. This is it. My time has come. Oh, Greataxe. Greataxe.
I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. Soon we shall meet, O Lord of Oblivion.
Greataxe is the god of the end times, a sentient and cruel moonlet. Okay. That looks down upon the boneyard and waits for the last living soul to die. When Pharasma? Sure. Judges the last soul after the last living body dies on the material plane, Greataxe will descend to the boneyard and move on the material plane to clean up and pack the dust away for another reality. No one really knows what Greataxe is going to do once the last soul is judged, but it is generally accepted that it will not be pleasant. Sometimes skills are checked over the course of dialogue. For example, when trying to convince a character of something. The check result will determine the way the dialogue develops. The character in the party with the highest bonus and the desired skill is usually used to determine such a check. Intimidate or diplomacy. What's wrong? Pour one of the dwarf's healing potions into his mouth. This should help. Aren't you being a bit premature? Look at yourself. You barely even got scratched. Quit the act, stand and fight, or I'll really send you to your final rest. Yeah, we're gonna do that one.
How rude, speaking to a dying man that way. Look, I can't even move.
Dwarf moves his hands and looks at them baffled.
It can't be, but I'm gravely wounded. I can't even stand on my own 2 feet. Watch. It seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god. Not for long, I'm sure. But while we remain in this transient world, Arim is at your service.
Dwarf grunts as he regains his feet and warily looks down at his bloodstained armor. Alright, cool. So we have you now. Spell conversion. Clerics and druids can convert their spells spontaneously. Weird. A cleric of good alignment doesn't need to prepare healing spells. They can spend almost any prepared spell to cast a cure spell of the same level. In the same way, a cleric of evil alignment doesn't need to prepare inflict spells. During character creation, clerics of neutral alignment can choose whether their converted spells cure or inflict. A druid can convert almost any prepared spell into summon nature's ally of the same level. That's interesting and actually really, really cool. I like that a lot. Alright, oh gosh, our entire group is just completely screwed up here. Alright, let's see, what is our new friend here? What are you, friend? You're a dwarf. I know eventually I'll be able to... He's a servant of a dark god. He's a cleric, okay. Now, if I recall correctly, in D&D type games, clerics tend to be frontline tanky people. A bit more powerful than you would expect, like the cloth-wearing clerics of various other titles and games. So, if he's going to be a frontliner, he has a mace, right? Yeah, he does, because he's a dwarf. Dwarves have maces and axes, and hammers. That is their go-to dealie. Is he hurt? He's not even hurt. So he's just good to go. I guess we can play around with our thing a bit here. We'll put him maybe just in front of the 2 of us. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll scoot you guys back just a little bit. I know it doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm not going to try to make it too perfect. There we go, something like that. It's close enough. I like it. Okay, so cool. So we have new guy. We have a cleric. Ooh, some studded leather armor. Another short bow. We should have 1,000,000 potions laying around too. Which I am a pretty massive fan of. Alright, we're going to head over here, and there is a door, which I think we have to open. We owe it to ourselves to open the door. There.
I lead. You follow.
I don't believe this is where we need to be going. Ooh, shiny bit. Hidden items. One of your characters has detected a hidden object after rolling a successful perception skill check. Objects found in this way are highlighted with a purple outline. All check results can be found in the combat log. Seems like the combat log is relatively important, I dare say. The heavy grate is securely locked. Well, I mean, we do have somebody who should be able to pick locks. Gold ring and a masterwork longsword. Maybe we collect that and we see if we can't let somebody utilize that. I'm just saying. There's a very real possibility that that could come in handy. Like, honestly, we should probably use it.
Sorry. Was lost.
Alright, we have a Bane spell. Fear and Doubt, giving them penalties against fear effects. We have Bless. Bonus to morale and attack rolls and saving throw rolls against fear effects. True strike, 20 insight bonus. Your next single attack roll, if it is made before the end of the next round. Okay. Additionally, you're not affected by a mischance. Ah. We have charge, we have treat affliction, channel positive energy heal. All creatures within a 30-foot burst centered on the caster. Heals all living creatures in a 30-foot radius. The amount is equal to 1d6 of the points of equal to 1d6 points of damage plus 1d6 points of damage for every 2 cleric spells beyond. Then we have damage undead and we have touch of chaos. Well, that's cool. Let's continue onward. My tanky friend. I have a feeling we're about to get into a nasty little battle here. Group formation is half of any victory. The formation system will help you hold the line in combat. Click this button to select one of the standard formations. You can also create your own. Yeah, I kind of have my own created. I'm good with what I'm working with here. More Debris. Oh, it looks like a potentially nasty fight, or maybe an okay battle. Hello, guys.
I won't be halted.
Keston Gares.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
Who are you?
Keston, House Gares, a fighter in the service of Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. Right now, I'm in charge of the mansion guards. As you can see, there's a lot to do.
House Gares is based in the western part of Brevoy in the foothills of the Golushkin Mountains. It is led by Lord Howlin Gares, who is a widower. His adoptive heir is Tobal Golka, a dwarf and son of the clan chief of the Golka Dwarves Holding. House Gares had a good relationship with the Golka Dwarves until the dwarves vanished. Members of the house worked the metal that the dwarves mined. The house motto is strong as the mountains. That's weird. Well, what's going on here?
Someone opened the gate, let in a group of assassins in the middle of the night. Now they've set the mansion on fire to cut off access to the hall. They don't want Lady Jamande to get reinforcements. We cleared the passage so you can get through. Just try to avoid inhaling the smoke. We'll be right behind you. We just need to put out the fire first to save the mansion.
Do you need help putting the fire out?
No, we'll manage. I've got my best people here, those who still live. Your place is by Lady Aldori's side.
That's fair.
It doesn't seem right. What if some of the guards are wounded? We need to help them.
Where's the hall?
You'll have to run through the fire. We've almost put it out at the entrance, so your main concern should be to not inhale any smoke. Hold your breath and take the first right, then head straight down the hallway.
Alright, I'll go
May
immediately.
Abadar keep you safe.
Abadar, the god of cities, law, merchants, and wealth, also called the god of walls and ditches. That's a weird name. In the Eastern Dragon Empires, is known to be a patient deity, maintaining a strong neutral stance in his actions. He sets forth to expand civilization and order among the peoples of Golarion. Okay, we're ready for this. Let's do it. Oh boy. Oh, all sorts of terrible things just happened. Okay, what's going on? Some game events play out as illustrated book episodes. Yay! The decisions you make during these episodes have a drastic impact on the development of the game's plot. As with dialogues, you will often need to make various skill checks during these episodes. Depending on the circumstances, sometimes you will need to choose one of your party members to perform an action, and sometimes an action will be performed automatically by the character with the highest skill bonus. And so our adventure started. Earlier, and much more tragic than we'd expected. The whole team who'd gathered in the hall yesterday had been reduced to but a handful of brave souls, led by Galileo Humpkins, and not at all by that scoundrel Tartusio, no matter what he might have imagined of himself. Jamandi Aldori was waiting for us, but to get to her, we'd have to march through fire, literally. As we approached the burning building, we drenched ourselves with buckets of water, tried to find a less dangerous path, covered our noses and mouths before we rushed inside. Prudence is the key to victory. Before moving through that fire, we thoroughly wet our clothes and hair. After that, we did a little song. Yeah, that's fine. We covered our noses and mouths before we rushed inside. It was a good thing we hadn't wasted any time. After entering the building and taking just a few steps forward, the wall behind us slanted and crashed down with a terrible crackling sound, blocking the way back. While we may not have planned on going back, if we'd come in a little later, the flaming logs and red-hot bricks would have fallen right on our heads. Regardless, we were left with only one way to go. Yes, we were. The hot air burned our lungs and our eyes watered from the smoke, but Galileo Humpkins led us stubbornly through the flames, while Tartusio, I can't say his name, did nothing useful at all. We'd made it to the hallway leading to the banquet hall when we heard someone calling for us. It was Valerie, one of the guards I'd chatted with a bit in the banquet hall. Even then, in that calm setting, I'd been stunned by her beauty. But now, amid the smoke and flames, she looked like a celestial avenger, an armored deity, menacing but beautiful and merciful, descending from the higher spheres to help us poor mortals. She held a burning, barely living guard in her arms. Burned. There are two more, she shouted as she passed us by. They are wounded. Help me pull them out. Tartusio, whatever, grumbled something about how Jamandi was waiting for us. Meanwhile, Galileo Humpkins rushed to save the guards from the fire with his 9 athletics. Yeah, he did. Whew. We succeeded at our athletics check. Yeah. Saving the poor fellows didn't take long. Together we lifted them up and carried them away from the fire. Only then did Valerie pause to catch her breath and wipe the sweat from her face. Thank you. That was truly noble of you, she said. And now let us rush to Lady Aldori's aid. Ensuring the guards we'd rescued were relatively safe, we made our way to the hall, where the battle was already in full swing. Alright. And now we have our final individual. One of your characters is fatigue. This is just one of the negative conditions that can affect you during the game. To notify you that a character is under the effect of a condition, a symbol will appear near their portrait. To find out more about the character's condition, open up their character screen. Can't we just hover over it too? A fatigued character cannot charge, takes a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity. Doing anything that would normally cause fatigue causes the fatigued character to become exhausted. After complete rest, fatigued characters are no longer fatigued. And you are a what? A valiant defender. You're a tower shield specialist. I'll assume that you're a warrior of some renown. What are you using right now? Okay, let's see if our... Hold on, let's go back into our inventory here. I have a feeling that Masterwork Longsword... Oh, you have a Masterwork Bastard Sword. Okay. It's 2 feet melee. It's pretty much identical. It's a little bit lighter. Do you think maybe it swings slightly quicker since it's lighter? Because it does less damage too. 1d8 versus 1d10. Well... And you got heavy armor on? You have banded armor 7. We have... Don't we have something that's heavy? No, that's a light chain shirt. I thought we had something that was heavy. Oh, here it is. Well, that's hide armor. Alright. Well, I'm a goober. Same thing. Banded mail. Banded mail. Alright. Well... I suppose that's that. I guess we're going in? Wish us luck, folks. Wish us luck in the next episode. Oh, you guys thought we were going in right away? We probably should, but no, we're gonna have to break it off. We're gonna have to let it go just a little bit longer. Just a little longer. So our cleric and our defender person, our shield specialist, are gonna be our front liners. We're going to be right behind them. And, yeah, I think it's going to be okay. And we're going to get you guys inside the little alcove of safety, theoretically. If we need to back you up a bit more, we can. But, for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much going to do it. I'll talk with the guards real quick. Thank you, Valerie. I owe you my life. If I ever get my hands on that arsonist. I thought it was a goner.
Adventures call to that.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this particular episode. In the next one, we go and we finally fight the first real battle, I guess, to try and save the lady of the house. And we'll see where that puts us. Our entire group is here. We're mostly healed. I suppose I could probably spare a healing potion on myself. And yeah, we only got 3 out of that. That's about right. I think I'm gonna dump a couple of these in here, so we're ready for next time. Anyway, folks, until the very next episode, my name is Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking this out. It's been a blast. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.